Okay, so like, let's jump into this whole One Ring RPG thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're talking Middle-earth,
Yeah.
hobbits, second breakfast, all that good stuff. But this time, you're not just watching the movie, you're in it.
Exactly.
We're going deep on how to actually play,
Yeah.
not just lore, but the nuts and bolts.
Nitty-gritty.
From the sources we've got, looks like they really want you to feel what it's like to be there.
Oh, for sure.
Not just a hack and slash game, but like, the journey matters.
Big time. What I love is how it balances those epic journeys across Middle-earth with, some pretty intense combat.
Yeah, because you can't avoid those orcs forever.
No, you're going to run into trouble.
Exactly. So the sources break it down into these two big things, right?
Yeah.
Journeys and combat. And it's not as simple as you might think.
Not at all. Like, for journeys, think about this. You've got your fellowship, right? You're not just all generic adventurers. You've got roles.
Ah, like specific jobs.
Yeah, you might have the hunter, the lookout, the scholar, and each one, they have their own responsibilities.
Well, that's cool. So it forces you to work together.
Exactly. Like Frodo and the gang.
No lone wolves here.
Nope, gotta rely on your companions.
Makes sense. That's how Tolkien wrote it, right?
Right. And then there's this thing called marching roles.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds interesting. What's the deal with those?
So as you're traveling,
Right.
you make these rolls to see what happens. It's not just a straight shot from point A to point B.
Ah, so it adds some randomness.
Yeah. You might meet a friendly villager,
Okay.
stumble upon a hidden ruin, or, run into some nasty creatures in the woods.
Okay, so it's how the game keeps you on your toes.
Exactly. Keeps things unpredictable, just like a real adventure.
Love that. And speaking of unpredictable, sometimes those marching rolls lead to, some conflicts.
Oh, yeah, that's where the combat comes in.
And that's where things get really interesting, I bet.
Oh, definitely. The One Ring has a really cool combat system. Very strategic, but also captures that chaotic energy of a fight,
Yeah, for sure. So how's it work? What's the flow?
Okay, so first, you've got the opening volley. Imagine everyone's just clash, shields are up, swords are drawn, everyone's kind of sizing each other up.
Right.
And then it goes into a series of close quarters rounds.
Okay, so what happens in the opening volley? Does everyone get to act at once?
Pretty much. Everyone gets one action, but the order is determined by initiative rolls.
Ah, so who strikes first depends on the dice.
Yep. Adds that element of surprise. Then you move into the close quarters rounds, and that's where things get really tactical.
Oh, yeah, because it's not just attack, right?
No. You've got
The
options.
source material mentioned these things called main and secondary combat actions.
Oh, yeah, those are key. So your main action is your basic move, right?
Yeah.
Attacking, parrying, that kind of thing.
Right, the meat and potatoes.
Exactly. But then you've got your secondary actions, and those are what really let you get creative. You can try to maneuver for an advantage, inspire your companions with a heroic speech,
Ooh, okay.
even try to trick your opponent.
So much more dynamic.
Oh, yeah. So much more than just swinging your sword.
Right, it's like a whole chess match playing out.
Absolutely. It's about thinking ahead, predicting your opponent's moves, using the environment to your advantage. It's really exciting.
And I bet those actions aren't always guaranteed to succeed, right?
Right. That's where general checks come in.
Okay, so remind me, what are those?
So for most actions,
Okay.
you're going to roll a handful of dice based on your character's skill level, and then you add any bonuses.
Ah, okay, so my hobbit's skill with a bow actually matters.
Big time. Or if you're in a good position for an attack, maybe you get a bonus for that.
Right, makes sense.
The higher the total you roll, the better the outcome.
So it's a mix of skill and luck.
Exactly. And the game has a fantastic range of skills, too. It's not just your typical strength and dexterity.
So, like, what else is there? What kind of skills can you have?
Well, you've got things like awe, maybe to intimidate an enemy, song, if you want to inspire your companions,
Oh, I like that.
even courtesy.
Courtesy, really?
Yeah.
I would think that'd be super useful in Middle-earth.
You'd be surprised. Imagine you're trying to convince a suspicious elf lord to let your fellowship pass through his lands, right?
Okay.
A bit of courtesy might just win him over.
Ah, yeah, okay, like you're not just barging in.
Exactly. Or maybe you need to get information from a grumpy dwarf. Courtesy could be your key.
So it's not just about being polite, it's like a strategic advantage.
Exactly. It's about navigating social situations just as much as fighting orcs.
Makes sense, I like that. It adds so much depth.
Oh, for sure. It really lets you play your character the way you want.
Right, you're not locked into just one playstyle.
Not at all. You can be the brave warrior, the cunning rogue, the charming diplomat, whatever fits your character.
I like that it's not just brute force all the time.
Right. You've got options. You can talk your way out of a situation just as easily as you can fight your way out of it.
And that feels very true to Tolkien.
Oh, absolutely. It's about fellowship, resilience, overcoming adversity together.
Like using your wits and your
And
heart.
exactly. It's not just about winning, it's about how you win.
I love that. So we've gone from these perilous journeys
Mm-hmm.
to the heart-stopping combat.
Yep.
Hopefully, everyone listening feels ready to jump into Middle-earth themselves.
I hope so. It's such a rich and immersive game.
It really does sound incredible. And as you set off on your own adventure, remember,
Remember, as Gandalf said, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us.
what will you choose?
What kind of hero will you be?
That's something to think about.
Until next time.
See you then.